Welcome back. So let's talk about the People's Democratic Party. As far as their politics is concerned, yesterday, the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, had made some revelations as to some of the insider conversations they've had, and he's not brought it to the open. That has opened some kind of worms, if you will, as far as the conversation around the internal politics of the People's Democratic Party is concerned. They've lost so many governors since 2014, 2013. From the initial 5, they lost to the defection led by Rotimi Amechi and the rest of them. As at today, due to defection alone, not by election, they losing a seat, no, defection alone, we're counting close to maybe 12 to going on 15. And that is humongous. And that speaks to the level of challenge the People's Democratic Party is facing. As a matter of fact, there are 2 parts now. Now, depending on who you're talking to, they will say there's only 1 part. Typical of politicians, everybody is claiming that they are the right leadership. But our job is to bring everybody to the table and ask them the questions we're meant to ask to them. Let me bring in my guest, the Deputy National Secretary of the National Caretaker Committee, Mr. Adedeji Doherty, joins us virtually. Mr. Doherty, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much, and good evening.
Mr. Doherty, on a lighter note, sometimes one of the most difficult things to do with the People's Democratic Party is designation. But I'm happy it's beginning to find a bit of shape. But tell us exactly what is, if you want to describe, let's start generically now. If you want to describe the state of the People's Democratic Party, I don't think whether you are pro-Wike or pro-Makinde or pro whatever it is you're pro-in, none of you should be happy at the state of your party, because some things that are not, I'm trying to manage my words here, very disturbing development as far as your party is concerned has happened over the time. But if you are to describe what exactly is going on with your party, how would you describe it?
Well, thank you, and I'm happy to be on your channel again, this evening. How do you describe what is happening in the party today? I think, to be quite honest with you, and like you had said, if you have been a member of the People's Democratic Party for 20, 25, 26 years consistently, and you've not moved to any other party, whatever is happening in the party today will definitely dampen your spirit. It will definitely be worrisome to you, and especially your political career. You understand? In a very short sentence, I would like to say that our party is trying to find its footing within the political space and within the history of democracy in Nigeria. And that's basically it. It is sad, but definitely as the foremost party, as one of the biggest party in the nation, as the custodians of democracy for 16 years straight, and for the party that has created the instruments and the template that is keeping democracy going for the past 20-something years, and for the party that has handed over peacefully, you understand, to an opposition party, it is part of history. You understand? And I think as a party, we should be ready to take responsibility for our actions and inactions during this democratic, the history of democracy in Nigeria. That's basically it.
Mr. Doherty, if you ask others, they will say, Nyesom Wike, who is the leader of the group you belong to, permit me to use that word now, will say the other ones are the ones that want to destroy the party. They are saying that your group, are the ones that are hell-bent on bringing the PDP to its knees. In fact, by the revelation of Governor Makinde, by his own allegations or the claim he made, he said that Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, had said to the president, I will hold PDP for you. And it looks like those words are coming true if we're to go by what Seyi Makinde said. They said, your group are the ones hell-bent on making sure that the PDP does not succeed in 2027. Do you agree?
Well, with all due respect to the governor of Oyo State, I would like to just put on record that the governor of Oyo State is the person that is trying. I'm not even saying his group, because you have some good people that are in his group, but have been psychologically, you know, they've been told a lot of lies that they probably believe the lies, but a lot of them are getting to see that Seyi Makinde is just a rabble-rouser. Now, let me say something. This is report.
My apologies, the use of language. Just hold on, sir. Please, the use of language. That's executive governor of a state. So the use of language is important, please.
Well, in politics, when we're in the whole of politics, we use any word, whether the governor or not.
This is a national. This is a national television.
Listen,
yes, you can use it. Hold on, just hold on.
Let me finish.
Just hold on, sir. Just hold on. Just hold on. You're my guest.
With all due respect to his seat,
yes.
Listen. With all due respect to his seat, yes, I can hold back.
Manage your. But I'm just appealing to you to manage your words, please. Please.
Yes, so that we can manage our words. You understand? But the Nigerian people definitely need to know the truth. This is a 2021. This is a 2021 petition concerning Governor Seyi Makinde. Let me read it to you, just the heading. That's all I'm reading. Report on the activities of the governor of Oyo State towards his collaborating plan with others to disrupt the peace in the Lagos State chapter of the People's Democratic Party by using some state executives through somebody, I don't want to mention that person's names. And, you know, this is a petition in 2021, not 2022, not 2023, not 2024, in 2021. This is the governor of Oyo State we're talking about. Now, this is another one. This is a peace. This is our peace meeting held, dated Monday, the 25th of October, 2021, concerning the same governor of Oyo State. And this peace meeting was brokered by who? By Governor Wike, when he was sitting governor of Rivers State. Now, having said that, I am not here because I'm not a career politician like a lot of people. But I have been in the party for the past 25, 26 years. And I know the party. I have been the financial secretary of the zone. I've been the organizing secretary of the zone. I've been the acting vice chairman of the zone, which comprises 6 states. And I've also been the state chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State. It was when I was chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State is when I saw a lot of irregularities coming from the hand of Jacob through the hand of Esau or whatever. And I found out that it was the same governor of Oyo State that was behind it. These are court documents. Now, all this put together and what is happening now, it shows the intention that this person had right from years back, that he probably had an ambition, he probably had something he was trying to do, but I saw the high-handedness in the governor in trying to impose people on everybody. And if you don't listen to him, if you don't flow with him, he was going to take you to court, he was going to jail you. I can tell you this, I have several cases in court.
All right, Mr. Doherty, let me come in. Let me come in so that we can progress with the conversation. You've made very strong allegations. I'm sure his people will be able to respond to all of these allegations. But let's talk about what is happening now. Help me and help Nigerians.
What is happening now?
No, hold on, just hold on. Just let me throw in my question. Let me throw in my question in addition to what you're about to say. Help us make sense of the fact that maybe the FCT minister and your group are saying you will support the president in 2027. Some have actually now started defecting to the APC, but some of you are still in the PDP. You support the just hold on. You support the president, but you're still in the PDP. Isn't that classic spoiler move, if you ask me?
No. Please let us get a lot of things straight in politics. It looks as if some people need to be educated a little bit about diplomacy. You understand? Political correctness and political party actions. Let me give you a very clear example. You have in the United States, you have the Democrats and you have the Republicans. Sometimes you see the Republicans voting in favor of the Democrats. Both also in London, in the parliament, you have the conservatives, you have the Labour, you have the independents. You see them collaborating and forming unity among themselves within the House. Would you say that that is a spoiler's move? No, it isn't. Let me give you another instance. Now, this same group, I don't want to mention the governor's name anymore so that you don't let us waste too much time on that. This other group, okay, they were the leaders of the G5. They were the ones that created a situation whereby the party lost that election. Now, for obvious reasons, let us say the reasons were, yes, it was the choice of, it was the time for the South. It wasn't the time for the North, and all that. But let me say something about the other side, which I belong to, and which I am familiar with, which I know, and which I believe is the truth. Now, Governor Wike was a presidential aspirant. Governor Wike was a sitting governor. Governor Wike was the governor among all governors. I can take you to any level, fact check it. He contributed close to 60% of whatever was expended in the PDP. You understand? Now, he also vied for the president. He did not win. However, we found out later how he didn't win, but that is bygone is bygone. You understand? Now, he did not win, but he accepted, which he had said before the primaries. He accepted. And when it came to the table, it was negotiated that the party, not Wike, not anybody, the party should go and pick a vice president for Atiku. The party wrote a letter. I saw the letter. I'm a state chairman. I saw the letter. The party wrote a letter with Governor Wike's name as #1 pick. #1 pick. When it came out, Governor Okowa is my very close friend. Okay? When the time came up and Governor Wike lost that election, Atiku saw him, they agreed, they did everything. Whatever happened after that was a different decision.
Mr. Doherty, because of time, I will need to butt in so that if you can answer me as quickly so that I can ask you as many questions as possible. I'm listening to you. Very strong points you've raised, as a matter of fact.
I will round it up really quick.
Yes, just hold on. But the point.
Let me get to the point.
In 2 seconds, if you can, in 10 seconds, so that I can ask my next question.
Let me get to the point. The point is this: Governor Wike was shortchanged. At the end of the day, he still worked with the party up to the point where everything that was agreed was jettisoned, which Seyi Makinde also said. Governor Seyi Makinde also said in his interview. You understand? And they decided to part. Okay? Now, once they parted, okay, why would we in PDP, with the sitting BOTs, allow a sitting governor or a governor that has contributed so much to leave the party for the opposition to take? They were smart. They took it. Now, is Governor Wike weakening the party? I don't think that he's weakening the party. Let me tell you why also. The reason why I'm saying this is that he has been given a position, and at that position as minister, he has been able to work for other PDP members to get other positions.
All right, Mr. Doherty, let me come in here. I don't know, you know, the debates with politicians can be quite interesting. I don't know what else is anti-party activity as simply working against your party or however you want to. Whether it's Makinde that and if G5 and Wike that carried it, it was clearly anti-party activity. There was enough. Just hold on, just hold on. These are available facts. I'm not saying something that was not there. They came out, they are members of a political party, and the G5 said, look, this thing has to stay in the South. It's only fair that this thing stays in the South. This position stays in the South. So we have to keep it in the South. And they worked against their party. That was classic anti-party activity. Now that seems to be happening again. Now, where I'm going to with my question is, now the party is at the point where INEC had to, in their discretion, say, look, guys, let's come to the table. What exactly is going on? Too many correspondence from factions. Is there a way we can work this out? It didn't look like there was anything coming out. Then the Turakis group wrote a letter trying to get their names on the website and clearly recognize them. But INEC wrote and said, look, there are two subsisting judgments. There's a motion on appeal. Pending when that is determined, we're not going to talk to anyone. So it looks like this is a stalemate. So where does the party go from here?
Well, it looks as if you even have more information. You really don't need me on this channel to even talk at all, because it looks as if you have your mind made up on a lot of things.
No, Mr. Doherty, no. Just so that we are clear, I just built a case.
No,
there was a G5. No, just hold on, just hold on. Just hold on, Mr. Doherty. We're having a conversation, so we understand ourselves.
I'm holding on.
I said G5, we know what they did, and we know what is going on now. And then INEC had called everybody to say, let there be a way forward as a political party. It seemed that there was no way forward. One group wrote to INEC, saying, you have to recognize me because I'm the authentic leader. INEC said, no, there's a judgment against you, and there's a motion and notice on the appeal. And so it looks like there's a stalemate. And I asked, what is the way forward? So what exactly is the... I'm stating facts here.
You are not speaking facts because you are not there. You understand? Let me explain to you
what happened.
Ahead. Turaki was writing INEC. We didn't call to meet INEC. Turaki was the one that wrote severally to meet INEC. Okay? Now, the INEC chairman, in his own wisdom, decided to call both parties. Now, immediately we walked in, we could see the faces of Turaki that they were not happy. You understand? Okay, we walked in. The INEC chairman let us talk, and Turaki spoke and everything. You understand? And the INEC chairman had to caution Turaki and told him that, look, you are sending so many letters to us, blah, blah, blah. We don't have you in our books, at least not yet. So we can't even treat any of your letters. So it's better you stop writing these letters to us because we don't even have your name in our books. We haven't written any. The only person that has written to INEC on behalf of our own side is Anyanwu, who is the national secretary. Now, Damagu could not write INEC again because Damagu had resigned from his position to hand over to Turaki during their purported convention. You understand? That is just the plain truth. And the INEC chairman did not say that, oh, Abdurrahman and your group are the authentic ones, or it's Turaki that's authentic. And we did not go there to ask that. All he tried to clarify is that the right person should write them, not the wrong person. And Turaki asked why, which is natural. And he said, the reason is this. One, you have two final judgments from the Federal High Court who have jurisdiction over them. The judgment that you are looking at was an ex parte order which has a lifeline of 7 days. You extended it for another 7 days so that you can conduct this Congress. But that Congress, okay, you even took us to court in that ex parte order. Now, you have also gone, after we told you that the High Court does not have jurisdiction over us, you have also gone to ask the court to go back to that judgment and withdraw INEC from it. That kills that judgment. It kills it naturally, because then you should have asked for an amendment by way of request to the court before you even do that amendment, before you even ask for the ex parte order, because the other side would not have been served. So nobody can say that Abdulrahman or Wike or anybody, including myself, we're not saying, oh, we are the ones on top. We are the ones. No, we still have an appeal. We still have a Supreme Court. Do you understand? So we still have the appeal court. So at the end of the day, those
Doherty,
judgments are still going to come.
Mr. Doherty, my apologies. Because of time, we're going on a commercial. I'm told we're in bid for a commercial, but I'll hold you for a few more minutes. Because the whole idea at the end of this conversation is to see whether there will be a way forward for the party. Time is of the essence. Two off-cycle elections are coming. And that's important as a political party. I'm sure you understand. So this is why we're having this conversation. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. My guest is Mr. Adedeji Doherty. He is the Deputy National Secretary, National Caretaker Committee of the People's Democratic Party. Mr. Doherty, thank you for staying with us on the program. Let's begin to look at the way forward here. And the way forward, by that I mean, time is of the essence. Osun State, perhaps because of all that is going on, the governor has left and has joined a court party. So I don't know what's going to happen as far as the PDP is concerned. Nigerians are wondering as well, Ekiti State as well, what is going to happen, because these are the immediate off-cycle elections that will be taking place ahead of the big one in 2027. I just did a quick roll count. I hope my numbers are correct, but from the numbers I have, if you add the first 5 that left the PDP just before they joined the APC, that's Amechi Group and the rest, till date, about 16 PDP governors have left the PDP to the APC majorly, and then I think a court party. What's the way forward?
You know, thank you very much. I would like to address 2 things here. Okay, and one will be this high respect we all give governors on the on the air and everything. You understand? I remember, you know, Joe Biden. He was being called Sleepy Joe on TV many times, and the moderator never said, no, don't say this, don't say that. You understand? But it happens in Nigeria. So I will talk to other journalists about this, really, because we that try to contest are supposed to be looked at as servants to the people. They are not lords over us. You understand? I ran for governor. I've run for governor 3-4 times. You understand? Well before the governor of Oyo State even came into politics. You understand? So that is by the side. Now, let's go back to the main issues, you understand. Now, when you're looking for a way out of this, I've already said this in the beginning, you understand. We need to get our house straightened. Our internal democracy has to be fact-checked, has to be stringent for us to be able to deliver the dividends of democracy to our people, which is the Nigerian populace. And with all due respect, right, and with all due consideration to the Nigerian people, the only thing I can do right now is to apologize on behalf of our party to the Nigerian people, because we all are suffering whatever it is. You understand? Even though Nigeria is going through a structural adjustment program. So if you talk to some people in the business world, they will tell you that Bola Tinubu is doing well. If you talk to the man on the street, they will tell you, no, he's not doing well. You know, so there are mixed feelings, but when there's structural adjustment program in a country, definitely it will bite. However, at the same time, it is the back-to-back, you understand, templates that this government is using is what is making it more difficult to endure. Now, what is the way forward? The way forward is going to be this, and I'll be very honest with you, okay? I'll be very honest with you. It's the door of having a truce is closing as the minute goes by. And it is due to the high-handed, the unguarded rhetorics of the governor of Oyo State and the purported chairman that came out of that convention. And I told him at the meeting, that's the national chairman from the convention. And I told Turaki this. I said, one of the reasons why it's going to be difficult for us to sit with you is your rhetorics and this delusion that you are the national chairman. Now, this has happened. The INEC is telling you right in front of all of us that you should stop writing them because you don't have the authority to do so. Now, let us bring that to a halt.
We just have about 10 seconds. We can land this.
Sit. Now we can now sit, right? You see our leader, which is Governor Wike. You can see him. He and Seyi Makinde need to sit. Let them talk. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Okay? And then stop these high rhetorics.
Okay.
You understand? Verbal.
All right, Mr. Doherty, interesting days ahead for your party, and I think it's an ongoing conversation we will continue to have because we need to have a viable, formidable opposition for democracy to thrive. But I must thank you. Mr. Adedeji Doherty is the Deputy National Secretary of the National Caretaker Committee.
Can I say something quickly?
We're totally out of time.
Can I say something?
Out of time. My apologies, sir.
Can I say something?
2 seconds.
It doesn't mean that you must have an opposition. It doesn't mean democracy doesn't mean you have.
No. That's your point of view. But we know democracy thrives with formidable opposition. But I must thank you. We'll take a break. When we come back, I'll be speaking with the senior advocate of Nigeria. Stay with us.